Welcome to A Better Version of Myself. Today, we're doing a deep dive into one of the most powerful traits you can possibly develop, persistence. Seriously, this is the one quality that can turn you into a force of nature.
All right, but let's start with a question I'm pretty sure we've all asked ourselves at some point. You know the drill. You set this big, exciting goal, you're all fired up, and then, poof, you stop. Why does that happen? Especially when it's something we want so badly.
Well, the usual suspect is willpower, isn't it? We blame this lack of, mental brute strength. We tell ourselves, if only I had more willpower, I could just push through it.
But what if I told you the real battle isn't about willpower at all? From my experience, the true conflict, the one that really matters, is between your imagination and your will. And here's the kicker. When your imagination, that deep internal picture you have of yourself, goes head-to-head with your willpower, imagination wins every single time.
Okay, so let's really dive into this, because getting this is the first absolutely crucial step to becoming unstoppable. This is what separates the people who actually achieve things from those who just, dream about them.
So often, we try to change our actions, right? We try to force a new habit. But it's like just trimming the leaves of a weed. The real problem, the root of your results, is the image of yourself that you are emotionally attached to in your subconscious. Think about it. If you secretly see yourself as someone who always quits, your willpower is actually working for that image, not against it.
So, if that internal image is the key, how in the world do we build a new one? Well, it all starts with creating the right blueprint in your mind. I mean, you can't build a skyscraper with the blueprint for a garden shed, right?
And the foundation of this new blueprint is something we call a growth mindset. It's this core belief that your abilities, your intelligence, they aren't fixed. It's knowing that you can change and grow with effort. You aren't defined by your current limitations.
This idea right here just brilliantly illustrates the point. You have to stop seeing your mind as some kind of servant to your circumstances, just reacting to whatever happens. No, it is the architect of your fate. You are the one designing your reality.
And to be an architect, you need a detailed plan. A vague hope just isn't going to cut it. I'm talking about creating a crystal clear vision of the person you are becoming. Get specific, get detailed. What do they do every day? How do they talk? Most importantly, feel it as if it's already real, right now. This vision becomes the new image your willpower starts working for instead of against.
All right, now that we have the blueprint, we need to connect it to an engine. We need a source of inexhaustible energy that's going to keep you going when things inevitably get tough.
This is what many high achievers and researchers call grit. And it's not just about endurance. It's endurance that's fueled by a deep, authentic passion for your long-term goals. It's about seeing life as a marathon, not a sprint.
So I want you to ask yourself this question and be really honest with yourself. Not the convenient goal, not the one that seems realistic. What's the vision that kind of scares you a little? The one that feels almost too big, too bold to even say out loud.
That, right there, that is your starting point. That vision, the one that gives you butterflies in your stomach, that's your why. That's the purpose that transforms pain into power. It makes the daily grind feel meaningful. And when you know you're building something that truly matters to you, quitting, well, it's just not an option anymore.
Okay, so you've got the blueprint, you've got the fuel. Now it's time to get this vehicle moving. And this is where we get into the magic of consistency and how it creates this unstoppable momentum.
Now, this is the simple, but let's be clear, not easy formula. It's all about daily, deliberate action. That creates consistency. Consistency then builds momentum. And that momentum, that's what eventually leads to the breakthrough. It's about showing up and doing the work when no one is watching, when no one is clapping for you.
You know, think of momentum like a giant freight train. It is so hard to get started, but once it's moving, it is almost impossible to stop. Your small daily actions are what slowly, inch by inch, get that massive train moving. At first, it's going to feel like nothing is happening. You're pushing and pushing, and it's just crickets. But you are building a powerful, invisible force. Do not mistake that initial silence for failure.
Now, what's so interesting about this number, 10,000, is the story behind it. It represents a fundamental shift in how we should be viewing failure. You see, when Thomas Edison was trying to invent the light bulb,
He didn't see them as 10,000 failures. Not at all. He saw them as 10,000 lessons. He famously said he hadn't failed, he just successfully found 10,000 ways that won't work. This reframes everything. Every single setback isn't a wall, it's just necessary data. It's proof that you're in the game.
So, the crucial point here is that this journey you're on, it's not a sprint. It is a marathon. You have to embrace that marathon mentality.
Success really doesn't belong to the most talented. I've seen it time and time again. It belongs to the most relentless. I've seen so many talented people fail because they just lacked the endurance. They quit during those quiet periods. But the ones with true grit, the ones who refuse to stay down, they're the ones who eventually cross the finish line.
This right here should be your model for adaptability. Persistence isn't about being rigid and just crashing against the same obstacle over and over again. It's about being fluid, like a river. When it meets a rock, it doesn't stop. It just flows around it. You find a new path forward, without ever abandoning your vision.
Because I promise you, that moment will come. It comes for every single one of us. The plan falls apart, the support isn't there, and that little voice of doubt is just screaming in your ear to quit. So when everything in you is telling you to give up, what will you choose?
This has to become your new identity. It's not just a tactic, it's who you are. You are the person who gets knocked down 10 times and stands up 11. It's that quiet, unshakable decision you make every single morning to just keep moving forward no matter what.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Look, your destiny isn't a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. So choose persistence. Take these ideas, build that vision, and start taking action today. If you found this useful, give us a like and subscribe to a better version of myself for more deep dives just like this. Now go, be unstoppable.